that's what I'm going to have to... Can you hear me at all?
When, I guess, I mean, just talk a little louder than normal.
Yeah, that's fine.
And now, let's meet the teams. The starting lineup for the Center Grove Trojans in the dark uniforms will be guessed on our scoreboard. Starting for the Trojans, number 5, Amelia Harrigan. Number 6, Emily Franklin. Number 14, Madeline Taylor. Number 18, Addie Whitman. Number 20, Grace
So we welcome
Jackson.
back to Heritage Christian High School. My name is Lee Cook, joined by Allie Stork-Sneed, and we've got the 1A Girls State Championship. Just to reiterate what I had said before the national anthem, Center Grove had beaten Evansville Central in the semifinal to get here, and on the other side, Park Tudor had beat St. Joseph in their semifinal to get to this matchup.
Yeah, Lee, it's super exciting. We're getting ready to start these games here and looking forward to this matchup. It is a matchup that both teams have experienced once before. Park Tudor came out victorious on that last end, but that was way back in April. So we've got some more time kind of ahead of us. We've got a really great game in front of us, too. We are super excited to be here with you. We apologize if you can't quite hear us, but we're going to be as loud as we can as we figure out some technical things on our side. But we are excited moving forward with these two games. Park Tudor coming in this year, 15-2 record, led by Leslie Sherman. This is not Leslie's first time here to experience a state game. She has been here twice before and come out victorious. She's looking to secure her 3rd state championship. And then on the other side, Center Grove making their very first appearance here, led by Reagan Riddle. They're coming into this season with a 13-6 record, but they worked their, they beat Evansville Central in a really, really close game, and we're excited to see what they're able to come out with today. Lee, how are you feeling about these teams?
I'm excited. Obviously, this is going to be a really good matchup considering how good the semis were. And obviously, going through the bracket on both sides, you're playing, games consecutively throughout the week to get here. So we're going to see how that, maybe a little bit of tiredness and obviously the hype, I guess, the adrenaline that gets into your system as you come into a state championship.
Absolutely. I think you touched on there for a second about how the fatigue is going to be an issue here. Also talking about the weather, right? It's a nearly 90 degrees, and on the turf, we all know it's 10 degrees hotter.
Exactly,
so it's going to be a really tough game out there for these young women, and they're going to have to battle through some elements as well as some fatigue coming through those semifinal games. Whichever team's able to battle through most, I feel, will be most victorious.
Of course.
Looking at some of the keys for the game for both of these teams, I think first and foremost, Center Grove, they've got a really great defense. They're a notoriously aggressive team. They like to cause turnovers. They like to work really, really hard when it comes to midfield transition and getting that ball back on when they are on defense. They've got a pretty quick and fast-paced offense, really led by their first-team All-State, Emily Franklin. She's coming into this game with 57 goals, and 89 points. She earned that first-team All-State recognition. And then matching up against them when it comes to Park Tudor's defense, they run a couple different defenses, which is really fun to see. We'll see what they choose to come out with today. And leading their way, first and foremost, is Victoria Sullivan. She's coming in as an All-American honors, the first, and potentially recently the first for Park Tudor in recent history, as well as Chloe Anderson earning that first team all honors, as well as Hadley Murphy. So look for Park Tudor to come out early and often, try and beat the Center Grove defense, and they're going to have to pick up some really important stops of their own as well. Are there any players that you're looking forward to seeing today, Lee?
I'm just seeing about, obviously you said Center Grove is their first appearance, but Park Tudor had one back in 2006. So realistically, when you think about it, none of those players were here in 2006. So it's almost like, it's all these players, it's their first time, in this sort of setting where, there's a winner and loser, but it's, win or go home in the state final.
Yeah, you're so right. There's only one person out there today that has experience on the state championship field. So really exciting opportunity to have all of these brand new players and a lot of brand new coaches bringing so much energy to Indiana lacrosse right now, especially looking forward to being able to compete at a high level and see how if they're able to overcome those nerves. I expect here going into the first draw that there are going to be a lot of nerves playing a factor, but hopefully they're able to pull through, and we're going to see who comes out victorious.
So we're going to have Park Tudor in the black, and then we will have Center Grove in the white and a little bit of plaid shorts we're seeing.
Yes, they are wearing the traditional plaid kilts that lacrosse used to wear when they were coming through. I don't know if you noticed, Lee, when they were coming into the stadium today, but they also carried a wooden lacrosse stick. Park Tudor really showing a lot of respect to the way that the game used to be played. Tori Sullivan already coming out, showing her dominant force, winning the first draw control. Again, she's their All-American on this team. Expect a lot out of Tori today. Moving the ball around nice and quick for Park Tudor. They're doing a great job of staying patient. Sometimes we talked about those nerves hitting teams early in games, and it seems to be that they're gonna spend a little bit of time and be patient. It's a really, really great choice by Coach Sherman already. Make sure they don't get too excited here too early.
So we see Sullivan probing defense. Back out to Ellie Hunter.
Center Grove playing a really nice defense right now. You'll notice they're running a backer. So that means they've got a player standing behind the girl who has the ball. They've got two people on ball. So that one player is able to push out really far and able to play full contact defense well away from the goal. It's exciting to see them come out with such an aggressive defense so early.
Lauren Richard tried to get into the center.
And a turnover quickly. There we go. Center Grove, expect them to play that defense all day today. They're very strong when it comes to D. Noticing they've got those hands up and away, talking about their aggression. And there they are getting first call of the game based on their aggression.
Center Grove looking to counter, just couldn't get the passes to string together a little bit. Get on their first attack. Curious to see how that'll look like.
That transition game is really different if you're coming in watching from men's lacrosse to women's. Coming across from women's lacrosse to men's lacrosse is that transition game in women's. The goals are further back, so the field is much further to travel, and there's a lot of different things that you can do as far as transition game goes, and it'll be fun to see how both teams are able to play that.
So we're seeing Wallace, the ball in her hands a lot to start this offense off.
Yeah, they're going to rely on her a lot today. Center Grove's going to get a 3-second violation, which means that you can't be standing in the 8-meter arc. So that's the tighter arc there that you can see the player standing all around. You can't stand in there for more than 3 seconds without having somebody marked in within a stick length. So what's difficult about that when it comes to the backer defense is when they are running. Oh, here we go. Great look. Oh,
Wallace.
What a pretty finish by Lauren
Richer.
Lauren Richer, expect that a lot out of her today.
Lauren Richer opens up her account for Park Tudor to get out to an early lead for the Panthers at the 22:34 mark in the first half. Park Tudor takes an early lead.
Make that her 52nd goal of the, or 52nd point of the season. A great, pretty little look down, and we're able to just sneak it by the goalie there. Nice little low shot and a good spin move to the inside. Park Tudor is going to have to continue to find those looks to the inside. That's going to be the important thing, especially against a zone and the zone backer that Center Grove is trying to play. They're going to have to find those open girls from across from the ball that are going to be open. Doing a really nice job there of finding it.
Center Grove wins the second face-off. Park Tudor had won the first one. Center Grove looking to get on their first attack of the game.
A nice look to the middle.
Franklin right now, a pass. Shot just wide.
Standing in there in goal is Celia Larman. She's doing a great job, gets the goal, or gets the ball back. Oh, loses it there, trying to control it. Getting a little outlet pass. Let's see if it can get secured.
Now Park Tudor trying to build out from the back a little bit.
Moving their way up the field right now with ease. Park Tudor looks great on transition.
And again, it's Victoria Sullivan.
expect them to rely on her a lot today. Oh, and continuing to
Sullivan,
drive.
Solo. Sullivan with her second shot on goal already, and she just about went coast to coast from half field.
Yes, she did. That Center Grove defense wasn't playing that tight on her. I don't think they expected her to keep going that way, but Sullivan took her space when she found it. You'll notice a couple calls here back-to-back from both teams. They're playing a little bit aggressive, a little bit of pushing's happening, a little bit of risky checking. Expect that when it comes to these games where, you know, the stakes are really, really high. And again, young teams, inexperienced on this, and both aggressive teams that want this.
Looks like Taylor Robinson's going to draw the hold.
Going back to the Trojans, you'll see Park Tudor's making a risky choice here, having so many players on ball. Passing it out to Cutzinger, who looks for a great one upfield. Finding Addie Whitman. Continuing down. Oh. Wow.
Center Grove evens it up 1-1.
That was a pretty take. Again, both teams finding goals that are finding really great opportunities. Park Tudor couldn't capitalize on their opportunity for a fast break, but Center Grove does.
Amelia Harrigan runs her count to 16 on the season.
That was a great shot by Harrigan. Nice, quick little release, great look, and a nice little move to the inside.
And we saw a little bit of that press that you saw from Park Tudor with so many people forward.
Yes.
Center Grove was just easily able to get forward, and she almost just went on a solo run there.
Right, yeah. Talking about that, those choices that you make in transition defense, and Park Tudor made the choice to pull their players up, and it left too much space down low. Let's see if they change it up on the next couple goals.
It's our third face-off this afternoon. Park Tudor's going to come out of this one.
Lucy able to secure the draw there after a couple little bobbles. Ball's down here in the middle. Center Grove coming up with it.
We're going to have a loose ball here at about midfield. Center Grove's going to pick it up. We're on a breakaway here again.
Amelia Harrigan, look at her go. Effort out of Whitman there to control the ball, keep it inbounds, and set up their first really settled offense that we'll see out of Center Grove today.
It's a little bit of a reset.
Give us a chance to see what Park Tudor defense they choose. Looks like they're in a basic man right now.
Very slow tempo from Center Grove, looking for these openings.
Oh, using a great little opportunity for a switch.
And Emily Franklin, wow, what a save.
That was a really pretty little shake move to get away from those defenders. Tried the pick first and stayed on there, and Emily decided to take it on her own. Then followed by a great save by Larman. Very, very pretty. Now they're going back to her to work on the draw, or the clear.
Larman looking for options. She's going to go far side.
Park Tudor really opting to run the ball often here in the midfield.
We're seeing a lot of almost coast to coast, as we've got a player down here right now. That's Lily Harris. Is just about what you were talking about. We're seeing a lot of long passes, and then they're just going alone.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of space. Again, Center Grove's now making the choice to mark Park Tudor one-on-one in the midfield, and Park Tudor making the choice to run with them when it comes to that. Sometimes we can see it can be a little bit dangerous here.
Lily Harris is still on the ground.
Hoping that she is coming out of this okay. It looked like she might have gotten a little bit of a stick to the head, which can be quickly jostling, especially as you're running coast to coast in this kind of heat.
Of course, yes. We see the players take a knee. We're at the 18:47 mark of this first half. It's Harris. Hopefully she's okay. She's going to jog back over to her teammates and head coach. So we saw the athletic trainer come out to greet her, make sure she's okay.
Quick shout out. Ball's going to Center Grove.
I think she might have lost possession just before she had gone down.
And
Center Grove here. Not that many passes really from either team. We're seeing a lot of take the ball and run from both of these offenses.
It's a choice to make today, especially with the weather. I would assume that this isn't going to be there. We won't last doing that very long. I think that both teams are going to have to start trusting one another and making those passes instead.
We see Grace Gagne here. She's got 2-3 defenders on her. She's going to take it all the way back around outside of the crease. A pass inside, and that's 2 for Center Grove. Emily Franklin. Franklin joins. Excuse me, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No.
Franklin joins her counterpart Harrigan, who already scored the first goal to bring their total to 2-1 against Park Tudor.
A really great little quick stick goal. Really pretty, recognizing they had those numbers, right? She's driving in. She pulls multiple defenders to her. Just makes a really great choice not shooting for the goal, taking it around, and then looking for the backside cutters. Really great job finding her open, and a quick little finish. That's a tough one for goalies to save, coming around from behind to standing straight onto a shot. Don't see much of a chance there for poor Larman, but that was a great goal. Another draw going on here. So far they've favored Center Grove, but expect Victoria Sullivan to kind of take this one on her own. Pushing it out, and Park Tudor controls it.
It's Park Tudor now. So we see
Great little flip pass, and we see Tori by herself. Yeah.
And again, Victoria Sullivan, a great pass from Lucy Furquan.
Great little flip pass. That was a lot of fun to see the creativity there that Park Tudor's playing with. To receive that flip pass and Tori Sullivan to just take it on her own. Quick little move and shoot around 2 defenders too. Great little low shot as well. Great choice. They're finding them when they're coming down low.
And we're seeing these, especially off the face-off, we're seeing these solo runs, and then once they get within 10, 15 feet of the goal, then they're making those short passes that we're seeing, that we saw on the other side again with Center Grove earlier.
Yeah, they're doing a really great job. When you do that, when you drive down really hard and fast, when you've got the ball, you're pulling as many defenders to you as you possibly can and finding those opening sides on the back. The opening players down low, they might be leaving.
Center Grove is going to win this face-off. Emily Franklin.
So far, it's been the Tori Sullivan and Emily Franklin show. No doubt, both first-team All-State honorees this year. And, great little cut to the inside and use of a creative shot there to go low. As a coach, I prefer a Twizzler over a shovel shot, but that's all right. I'll take the creativity. Park Tudor's ball and bringing it down.
It's Park Tudor now on the counterattack. So now we're going to see Lucy Furquan again directing the offense. Taking a little bit of time for herself there just to probe the offense, look for options. She found Victoria Sullivan. Now back over to
Center Grove staying in their backer. You'll see Park Tudor's doing a good job of creating that a 2v2 game.
So Wallace finds Mary Jane Furquan.
It's difficult to drive. You'll notice Park Tudor favors a driving offense. They've got some players that have really great sticks and good footwork. That when they take a defender one-on-one, they typically are very successful. But Center Grove's defense right now, they chose a great defense to kind of combat that. And you'll see that they really are capitalizing on sending multiple players to those driving opportunities. But here we see a free position shot opportunity and another goal down low.
It's going to be Isabel Wallace bringing Park Tudor's total to 3. As we saw, before that free shot had happened, we saw she tried to drive in and she was just met by about 3 defenders and just pushed out. And that's how she ended up with that free shot there.
Really pretty. Izzy Wallace, you'll see it. She's not always one that's going to score all the goals. However, she shines when it comes to the stats. She's got 60 draw controls in the season and 55 ground balls. She's a hustle player when it comes to Park Tudor. And you see her there hustling to try and get through those defenders and then running straight onto the cage to find another low goal. Izzy Wallace doing an exceptional job. Draw's being pretty even now.
Center Grove takes quick control.
You'll notice Tori Sullivan's doing a really nice job for Park Tudor pushing it out. She's getting the ball where she wants the ball to go, but Emily Franklin is giving her a battle there off the draw circle of just collecting them out of the air. She's got that height, and she's got a really great stick, and she's giving Tori Sullivan a run for her money when it comes to these draw controls.
We see Mia Franklin here on the near side just lost possession with their counterpart Julianne McIntyre, and now Park Tudor is on the counterattack.
We're going to see a yellow card here. That's
So
a big
whistle
loss for
comes
Center
out.
Grove.
And that's Emily Franklin who's given the yellow card.
Emily Franklin will be out for 2 minutes. It will be a releasable yellow card. So if Park Tudor is able to score here, she can come back into the game. But in the meantime, Center Grove is going to be playing man down. It'd be interesting to see what they do with their defense in man down, because the risks that they take in their zone backer aren't going to be applicable here. So expect something different.
And that also takes away a main part of their offense. Franklin's got 1 goal for them already.
Yes, it does. Park Tudor finding those long passes now in the transition. That's nice to see. Save some of those legs.
So we see Victoria Sullivan again on the attack, trying to go alone, knocked out of her stick.
Center Grove with some great contact defense there. Very legal. It was nice and disciplined defense by them to keep Tori Sullivan from driving, which we know she's going to want to do today.
So we see Jaganal behind goal, looking for some passing options. Maybe a little bit of time wasting here to get Emily Franklin back in the game.
Could be some time wasting. That's a really great strategy. Park Tudor also had a pretty nice job there of marking up really quickly on Center Grove and not allowing a quick outlet pass. Something Center Grove's relied on all season is their quick transition. Their goalies are able to get it out super fast. Jaganal's got a quick decision making when it comes to being a goal, and she'll pass it out very quickly, but not able to there. Park Tudor played some pretty good defense.
So we see Lily Harris hand off to Sullivan. Good to see Lily Harris back in the game, as she had gone down earlier a few minutes ago.
That is good to see her back. Center Grove still opting to stay in their zone backer. It's just a little less aggressive.
So we see a lot
But
of
there's a
people
lot
back,
of openings on that backside. Park Tudor needs to keep those eyes up and find those girls. Again, they are a driving heavy team, so it's going to be tough for them all day if this is the defense that Center Grove chooses to stay in. I imagine Coach Sherman's shouting that from the sideline right now.
Center Grove will retain possession on this near corner.
Christina Kutzner pulling it up the field. She's going to Thomas More next year as a senior. Thomas More, very excited to have her.
She just loses possession as Victoria Sullivan, again, we're saying her name so many times, a little in and out, and Sullivan again.
Sullivan loves that low righty, doesn't she? That is a pretty shot. Relying on her footwork, and Park Tudor finding a lot of success today, especially off the transition or the unsettled defense. Not doing great against Center Grove's settled defense, but these transition opportunities they are really capitalizing on.
So we saw that replay there. Sullivan with just a little bit of in and out, almost looks like a Euro step in basketball, getting a little bit of space there.
Yeah, very pretty. Both teams are heading into a water break, so we're going to take a quick timeout.
So we'll be back with you shortly here on IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At one point in my life, alcohol ruled supreme. It was not impossible for me to wake up just as drunk as before I went to sleep, and I use the term go to sleep loosely. I think on most nights it wasn't falling asleep, it was just passing out. There was no way I was getting out of it with my own willpower, so I decided to give Wheeler a try. And since my graduation from Wheeler's program, alcohol has not had any kind of hold on me whatsoever.
So welcome back to Heritage Christian High School. The 1A state championship matchup between Center Grove and Park Tudor. Right now, Park Tudor with an early 4-2 lead as we are in the 13:33 mark of this first half. Myself, Lee Cook, again joined by Allie Stork-Sneed. Allie, what have we seen so far from this Park Tudor offense and the Center Grove offense as well?
Yeah, both teams are doing a great job. Right now, I imagine what their coaches are going to be talking about is taking your time. Both teams, we've seen a lot of play in the midfield. We've seen a lot of transitions going on, but not quite finding those settled offensive opportunities. Both defenses doing a really nice job of getting sticks in and causing those turnovers. But with this kind of heat and in a game of this caliber, both teams are going to need to settle and find their best opportunities for scoring. Obviously, right now, Park Tudor really relying on Tori Sullivan, and she's doing a fabulous job, needing to find those other people now to start stepping up, too. Same thing, then, on the Center Grove side with Emily Franklin. She's doing a great job, still out on her card, but we need to make sure that both teams are kind of slowing down a little bit more and being patient with their time and when they've got offensive possessions.
Just a little bit of a recap for goals scored for Center Grove. For their total of 2, Emily Franklin has 1, and then Amelia Harrigan has the second. And then on the Park Tudor side, we see Mary Jane Furquan with 1, Victoria Sullivan again with 1, and Izzy Wallace and Lauren Richard both adding 1. So we're seeing, nobody scored twice. We're seeing a lot of different goal scorers.
That's what they're going to need today, especially when it comes to a state caliber game. We need lots and lots of different players stepping up and showing that they can do it. Heading into another draw, Park Tudor's still keeping Tori Sullivan on the draw, and she's been winning it, noticing that she's pushing it up and out to her left-hand side. She's looking for and trying to get it to Lucy Farquan, but Emily Franklin giving her a battle. See if it goes the same way again.
Sullivan is matching up against Lila Weir.
Yet again, Park Tudor's winning the draw off of the initial push, but they're not winning it when it's coming out to the circle.
Emily Franklin just lost possession ever slow slightly there, and now we see Cecilia Andre on the attack for Park Tudor, taking it in and then backing up again to Victoria Sullivan.
You'll notice Park Tudor slowing down here. That's a really great choice. I imagine Coach Sherman really emphasized that in their water break.
Sullivan scans for options about 20-25 feet away from goal, taking her time here looking for offensive options.
You'll see Park Tudor has right there to the right of Tori Sullivan. She had 3 girls on a matchup against 1. Trying to organize those cuts. Park Tudor's doing a nice job of staying patient right now. Looking for an open look and able to keep it secured. Lauren Richer.
Now it looks like Richer will draw a foul.
Lauren Richer, typically an assister for Park Tudor, but already finding a goal today. Richer has really quick feet, so I imagine she's going to try and take this in a quick shot here. Nice and low would be my guess. Oh!
Richer, she about took a step and a half in and just rocketed that to the top right corner.
She proved me wrong. Lauren, what a great shot. That was such a pretty little rip up top. Nice quick shot by Richer there.
So we take a look at the replay. She just takes a little bit of a stutter step in and just completely rockets it into the top right corner. No chance for Dagenhall to save that.
It was a good choice, too, to change up their shots a little bit, right? We've seen Park Tudor shoot multiple times down low, and they're having a lot of success there. But Richer proven they're going to score today.
So Richer now with a brace, chasing a hat trick for the Park Tudor offense.
Tori Sullivan changing up her stance here. She's going to switch her draw. We have an early entry, so it's going to go to Center Grove.
Park Tudor had originally come away with it. A little bit of miscommunication between the passes from the Center Grove midfield. A fight for the loose ball on this far side.
Park Tudor still deciding to swarm the ball here in the midfield.
Yeah, we're seeing Center Grove being pushed backwards almost.
Definitely.
Down back to their own defense. We're trying to retain possession.
Heading into this game, I thought it was going to be Center Grove that was going to have the really aggressive transition, and Park Tudor deciding to match up with them evenly and have an aggressive transition of their own, forcing another rogue ball here.
That was Kutzinger with the rogue ball looking for the pass up front, but Center Grove does retain possession. Now it's Emily Franklin
getting a shooting space call of their own. Emily Franklin, again, not the person you want to be on the line here if you're Park Tudor, but that is a great job by Center Grove to find that. Tori made a great choice there. You'll notice she pumped her stick instead of shooting. That's really the biggest difference, is when you're gonna, if you're between, you have the ball and you are between the goal, the girl with the shooter and the goal. My apologies.
and Franklin. Ground ball off the crossbar.
That was a strong bouncer there by Franklin.
It was. Looked like she tried to go low, may have come out of her stick a little early and hit the area a little bit in front of the goal and bounced up and hit the crossbar. It almost went in. Park Tudor's now on the counterattack.
They don't have numbers, so they're taking it back to X. They're going to call a cross check here.
So it's Lucy Furquan in possession.
They're placing her on the hanging hash. That's a difficult position shot here if she decides to take it. If she does decide to take it, I imagine she's going to run in, or she's just going to pull it out, take it behind the goal, and set up a different opportunity.
We did see Tori Sullivan was almost left unmarked from this shot. Now she is being guarded. As Furquan just does decide to take the possession from the free shot.
Kutzinger with some fabulous defense there.
Now Cecilia Andre.
Park Tudor finding those, seeing the open options on the inside, but not quite connecting yet on those balls. Center Grove doing a really nice job of being able to read where those passes are coming into and keeping an eye on the ball as well as their player at the same time. It sounds like a simple thing, but it's actually a pretty difficult skill for defenders, and Center Grove doing a nice job of it right now.
Furquan on the backside again. Great defense again by Kutzinger, denying the entry pass. Furquan's going to have to back up on this near side and reset.
Worked hard to get that ball back. That was a nice little...
And Kutzinger again.
2 knockdowns for Kutzinger back to back.
Furquan's going to look for the over-the-goal entry pass, looking for that back cut from Sullivan.
Here's Lauren Richer again with the ball. Opting to move it around.
Ellie Hunter finds Isabel Wallace. Sullivan now with possession on this far side. Taking her time here, looking again for these options. Park Tudor in a really slow pace offense right now.
At this point in the game, when you're up, Park Tudor up 5-2 at this point, and they've got about 8 minutes left on the clock. It's a good choice by them to slow the pace of the game down.
Now, like the whistle was blown, but now Center Grove is on the counterattack.
Looked like a cross check there, across the body check.
They do have numbers. So now we see Grace Gagne with possession. A nice pass from Gagne. She finds Emily Franklin again.
Really great feed there by Gagne. You'll see her, when she sees those eyes, she's looking to drive, is able to pull her defender, but not totally. Frees up her arms here. Nice little kind of side pass here on a quick little cut-in move by Franklin, and able to finish it nice and quick. That's 2 really pretty goals from Center Grove that way, where the goalie's forced to turn quickly and finding those really, really open looks.
Franklin gets herself a little bit of redemption there from missing the free shot, and now she gets her goal right back there from open play.
You know she wanted that one.
So now we will see Tori Sullivan again for Park Tudor.
Going back to her original stance. Again, look for it to go there to Furquan. Great job by Tori Sullivan.
Furquan does take possession of it. Now Mary Jane Furquan gets it over to Cecilia and Dre, running around the backside looking for these options.
Richard looking to make some movement here quickly of her own.
So Richard gets it to Izzy Wallace. A little bit difficulty controlling that pass, and now back out to Tori Sullivan. It almost seems like every single reset that this Park Tudor team has, the ball ends up with Tori Sullivan on the top.
She's truly commanding everything that's happening right now, especially, I mean, from the draw circle all the way down to the offense. Tori Sullivan has been a workhorse and really leading this team with so much composure. For a player who's never played in a state game, she sure looks like she has.
Lucy Furquan backside. Had Mary Jane cutting across goal, opted not to pass. Furquan and Sullivan were just toying around in the back. The
We have a
whistle was
push
blown.
far off the ball, on the opposite side of the ball. Ball's going to come out here to Richer, and she's going to get a free position shot.
This will be her second of this half and the end of this game as we reach the 6:05 mark of this first half.
You think she's going to do it again?
She's on a hat trick. I think she's eager to get her third goal.
Oh.
What a save from Jaganal. Denies Richer of the hat trick.
Very pretty save there. Not quite a shot most goalies want to stand in front of, but really nice job getting a stick on that.
And that one was almost low and away in the bottom left corner. She did the same thing as she did last time. She just took a little bit of a stutter step, not even 2 steps in, and just tried to launch it.
She's got a good strong shot, and I don't blame her for wanting to save her feet when it comes to a hockey game like this.
Center Grove now once again on the counterattack. Great defense from Victoria Sullivan, tracking back all the way to defensive end. She's doing everything for them.
Tori Sullivan really, really proving her worth there when it comes to being an All-American.
This Center Grove offense looks to take a little bit of time and reset, as we see Malaya Field with possession right now.
Both teams choosing to slow down.
She finds Grace Gagney well defended on that near side. As Gagney will look to reset. She gets a pass in the middle, and that's
Wow.
for Lila Weir. Excuse me, Julianne McIntyre.
What a pretty shot. I do not know how McIntyre was able to get that ball off. She had the stick there in her right hand, shooting on a goalie that is tight against the pipe and able to shoot the opposite side. What a narrow window for her to be able to sneak that ball in. A very, very pretty shot with a pretty low chance of going in. What an impressive little shot there by McIntyre.
And again, we're seeing Gagney with her second assist of this matchup.
Grace Gagney doing a really nice job seeing the field and seeing her teammates. The assisting for Center Grove has worked very well so far in this game. We have a little bit of a slowdown here as a player's coming off for Center Grove, hoping that she's okay. As we head into another draw. If I'm Tori Sullivan, I'm not changing anything about my draw. I just need to make sure that Lucy Farquhar is there and ready to get that ball every time because she's winning it. And there she goes again.
Farquhar on possession over to Mary Jane Farquhar. Mary Jane gets it in the middle, and that's another one.
Very pretty
Hadley.
goal there by Hadley Murphy. Way to put herself in the position to score off the fast break opportunity. As Center Grove was sliding, they were a little bit of a mismatch, and they're sliding up to make sure that they're always covering the ball handler. And Park Tudor showing off their stick skills here as they just tic-tac-toe right around, and a really pretty quick shot there by Hadley Murphy.
We're seeing a little bit of a defensive meeting here for Center Grove between Dagenau and her defenders. We see Cutzingers in there as well.
Hadley Murphy, she's another one, first team All-State, starting to get a little excitement here out of her.
Sullivan does not, Farquhar could not get to that one from Sullivan. So now we see Julianne McIntyre, our previous goal scorer for Center Grove, almost looking to go alone. She's just going to run around and do it herself. Julianne McIntyre with 2 back-to-back goals for Center Grove.
What a pretty little wraparound here that McIntyre is able to pull off. She looks to take that opportunity on the fast break. She's well covered. When she goes around to X, most of the time people are going to slow down. I think the defense assumed that she was going to slow down too, taking it behind the goal. Recognized that she was open and found Park Tudor sleeping a little bit and just wraps it around for a pretty little low goal. Another draw control opportunity here for Park Tudor. So far, I haven't quite seen a game like this before in the past where the ball is going consistently to the exact same spot. Tori Sullivan is doing an outstanding job. The reason that it might be a little bit closer here is that they just can't quite get it out of the air when she's putting it where she wants it to be.
And we're seeing a good battle here between Lucy Farquhar and Lila Weir. It's been pretty even between them when that ball is going over towards them.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially now that Lila Weir's over there. It was a little, Lucy's doing a really great job of being able to pick those up now against Lila. And previously, she was going against Emily Franklin, which we know she's got a great stick. So without her playing at this moment, that's going to be, a little easier for Park Tudor to get these draw controls.
And another one. Hadley Murphy doubles her total. A back-to-back goal for her.
Park Tudor starting to see those pretty little offensive opportunities that are going to be there when they feed each other. That's what's so important here. As soon as the defense is switching around, you're creating these open matchups on the cutters next to ball. Really, really great eyes to be able to see that and execute on a quick goal. Again, hard for goalies to save those, especially when you're coming around off of a feed.
And again, we're seeing a defensive meeting here between Center Grove. As Park Tudor gets their 7th of the game of a score of 5-7, the 3:35 mark in this first half. When Park Tudor extends their lead, when they've got it to 4, Center Grove is getting one back quickly to keep them within 1 or 2.
Both teams are very quick at scoring goals. This is a very high-scoring first half here out of this game. We expected that out of 2 pretty offensive dominant teams in the state. But both teams finding the back of the net with ease. We have an early entry call against Park Tudor, so ball's going to go to Center Grove.
Lucy Farquhar was going to take possession of that one. It would have been another face-off win for her and Tori Sullivan.
Yeah, they're doing, that dynamic duo there on the draw, it's nearly unstoppable. Center Grove's been trying some different things out, but just not finding success yet on the draw. However, they are finding success when things aren't quite going their way with little details like early entry. Here's a one-on-one opportunity.
Madison Bussard just wide. She had again, we're seeing these solo runs from about almost midfield, and they're just going straight to the goal with Park Tudor bringing as many defenders as they are.
Yeah. Park Tudor's Lily Harris there, able to have a nice slide. She didn't slide into shooting space. That's number 13 down low on the crease. She had great timing on that slide to be able to break up the fast break opportunity, and that's exactly how they're going to be able to beat it. Really nice choice by Lily Harris there. And Park Tudor coming away with the ball.
Ellie Hunter looking for passing options. She does get it to Lauren Richer, who is on a hat trick.
Park Tudor doesn't quite have numbers yet, but it looks like Richer's going to keep going until she's stopped. It's a nice choice by Richer to slow down here.
That swarming defense from Center Grove forces Richer back out.
2 minutes remaining in the
So we've hit the 2-minute mark with Ellie Hunter in possession now for Park Tudor.
We're going to see another free position shot here.
As Ellie Hunter, these Park Tudor attackers are probing this Center Grove defense and drawing these fouls inside.
They are. Center Grove, they're really good at playing contact defense, and sometimes playing contact defense that way when you've got a team that really likes to drive and has really great footwork, you're going to get caught sometimes doing some illegal checking or a little bit of pushing here or there, and refs are calling a tight game so far.
Here is Ellie Hunter on the free position shot, looking to get her first goal of the game, and she does exactly that. Ellie Hunter stretches Park Tudor's lead to 3 as a score of 8-5 with 1:51 remaining in this first half.
I really like that goal by Ellie Hunter, being able to come across, use her feet to pull herself in there, take her time with that shot, and really place it. You've seen that out of Park Tudor all day so far today. They have fantastic placement on their shots. They know exactly where that net is, and they are finding it every single time. Center Grove switching up their draw strategy here a little bit. I can't quite tell who that is that they've got marked up there against Farquhar, but I imagine it's somebody who's scrappy for ground balls.
This one goes straight up in the air and won immediately by Malaya Field.
That was a really, really great coaching choice done by Coach Riddle to switch Malia Field over that way. Somebody who's clearly strong at snagging it out of the air.
She almost just went coast to coast there. As now Park Tudor is up breaking on the counterattack. Mary Jane Furquan. A little bit of a nice move in the center of the field.
Really nice little spin dodge there to be able to kind of get some space, create a little space.
So Mary Emma White was looking for Lucy Furquan, just out of the reach of Furquan. Now Cutzinger
a rare rogue ball turnover there for Park Tudor.
Yeah, it took a little bit for them to get into the game and adjust to what's going on in the play style, and of course, as we talked about, the heat that is on this turf.
Both teams playing very aggressively, and again, the officials are keeping this game very tight when it comes to contact defense.
So we are reaching the 30-second mark, just about 35 seconds left to go in this first half. Park Tudor leading at a score of 8-5.
Center Grove's going to have to move quickly, but we've seen them have a lot of success moving quickly so far this game, and I don't think it'll be a problem for them.
So we see Emily Franklin running down the far side, reaching about 15 seconds to go in this first half. Franklin
a nice
backs
defensive choice by Ellie Rogers there.
Under 10 seconds for Center Grove. We still do see Emily Franklin. She's got to get a shot off. And they are unable to, and that is the end of the first half with Park Tudor leading Center Grove as a score of 8-5 on the backs of 2 goals from Lauren Richer and 2 more from Hadley Murphy. So we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we will analyze a little bit of what we saw in the first half and then what we expect to see in this second half from both these teams.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
the innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
Welcome back to Heritage Christian School here in Indianapolis, Indiana, between the Center Grove Trojans and the Park Tudor Panthers for this 1A state championship for girls lacrosse. So right now we've got Park Tudor Park Tudor ahead 8-5 against Center Grove right now, and we're seeing a lot of different goal scorers, and we're seeing a lot of great passing from both these teams.
Yes, both teams today definitely showing off their stick skills. It's been really fun to see them kind of settle into the game a little bit, right? We talked about early that both of them very new to the state championship kind of field here and the stakes that are at risk. And we noticed in early parts of the first half, there was a lot of time that the ball was spent getting turned over or running back and forth up and down the field. And instead now, both teams settling into their offenses a little bit and able to kind of get into a rhythm and both play themselves a little bit more. You'll see it out of Center Grove. They're really pushing the fast break opportunities. Their settled offense is good when they're able to find those assisting looks and finding Park Tudor on the mismatches when they're playing man. But so far, really capitalizing on the fast break opportunities. And then on the inverse, Park Tudor trying to push a fast break, but Center Grove doing a nice job of pretty much setting it down and now settling into an offense that is trying to rely a little bit more on assisting and looking for those looks. Heading into this halftime, I imagine that Coach Sherman, she's doing a really fantastic job with her team and making sure, that she's keeping them calm. Second half jitters are going to start, and she's no stranger to this field. She knows the way around winning a state championship, and I think she's going to have to really, really capitalize and explain to them that they are up right now by 3 goals and doing a really nice job and settling in and making sure that they stay calm. Keep your nerves calm. And on the opposite side, Coach Riddle, for her team, she's got to fire them up, right? She has a 3-goal deficit to come out of and make sure that they keep pushing, because when Center Grove is finding one another, they're looking really, really pretty. And when their defense is really settled, they are also causing some really nice stops. This game is far from over. I'm excited to see what they're able to bring in the second half. Yeah, and for the second half, Center Grove is making a goalie change from Jaganal to Alita Fisher. We saw after several goals were scored for Park Tudor, they had a little bit of a defensive meeting. That could have led to the possible goalie change for this second half. But we've seen Center Grove kind of almost sit back in their kind of hole around the goal and wait to gain possession, and boom, then they go break on the counter. And then they've got numbers, because then on the opposite side, whereas Center Grove is almost parking the bus essentially, Park Tudor's got so many attackers forward. Then once Center Grove gets out and going, they've got numbers against Park Tudor. Yeah, once Center Grove's been able to break that initial wave of Park Tudor defense in the midfield, then they're able to capitalize because they've got numbers on the backside. But it really is getting across that first initial wave of that Park Tudor defense. But you're right, Park Tudor so far having an easy transition game. I was not expecting that out of Center Grove, to kind of sit back and wait. But they have such a great settled defense, and their settled defense is looking really, really nice against Park Tudor. That was an awesome coaching choice by Coach Riddle. Her first time on the stage, but making some nice adjustments here. Again, like we talked about, switching out those goalies, giving Fisher the opportunity to step up for her team, as well as making some nice adjustments there on the draw. The draw has been a big, crucial piece of this game so far. Yeah, we've seen Lila Weir most of the time matched up against Victoria Sullivan, who has been at the draw pretty much every single time for Park Tudor. And then it's been a matchup between Lucy Furquan and Julianne McIntyre was the new switch that Center Grove had made kind of in those last few draws as we had entered under 5 in that first half. And that made a huge difference. When she was first put in, McIntyre, she won it immediately off the draw. Yeah, that was a really, really nice choice by the coaching staff to decide to put Malia Field there onto the draw and try and kind of break up a little bit of what Tori Sullivan's been able to do with so much ease. But yeah, they're able to get, you'll notice the ball is always coming out high and really arcing easily. I think this game might come down to draw controls, and it's going to be a nice little battle, and I'm eager to continue to see Farquhar keep pushing against whatever Center Grove is able to throw at her, and kind of keep capitalizing as this game goes.
Well, we're going to take another short break here as halftime is coming to a close. With about 3:20 left on the clock before these two teams come back out. And we will have a state championship winner decided at the end of the second half for 1A girls lacrosse.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
I can't see the replays. I'm just going based on memory.
And welcome back. We have 25 minutes to decide a 1A state champion between Park Tudor and Center Grove. For myself, Lee Cook, joined again by Allie Stork-Sneed on the call for you today, and we will be with you on the call for the second game we have today for the 2A state championship between Carmel and Guerin Catholic.
Yes, a really exciting rematch, actually, of the same game that we were played last year that determined Guerin Catholic as the state champion. Carmel coming back for revenge. They faced off once before this season already, and I can't wait to see that rematch. Both teams are incredibly talented, really, really well coached, and that is going to be a very exciting game for us to be able to broadcast here soon, starting at 4:30.
Yeah, of course. And as we are closing down on this timer to bring these two teams back from halftime, are you seeing any possible coaching adjustments from maybe Center Grove getting on the attack a little bit more rather than having a lot of defenders back?
Yeah, I think that Center Grove, they'll keep their four primary defenders back because that's been super successful for them. But I imagine they're going to start engaging their midfielders a little bit more, try and pull their players in here and keep playing a little bit more midfield defense out of the midfielders there. And then quickly adjusting back. If I'm Center Grove, I'm continuing to harp on those assisted goals, right? They are able to find those matchups, particularly finding some switches and some two-man game. Park Tudor hasn't done a great job of being able to switch when they have picks next to ball or some two-man game options. So that's what if I'm Coach Riddle, that's what I'm telling my team to do. And if I'm Park Tudor, I'm continuing to look for those passes on the backside. And that's what, I'm sure that Coach Sherman is doing, and sure that's what she's harping on them with right now.
We've seen a lot of those weak side cutters for Park Tudor. And then as you talked about assists for Center Grove, we've seen Grace Gagne with 2 assists of their 5 goals. Where of those 5, Emily Franklin has 2, and then Julian McIntyre has 2, and then along with Amelia Harrigan with 1. So we will see Tori Sullivan back for the draw for Park Tudor. Again, Park Tudor in white and Center Grove in black. Now switching sides.
And Malia, they're going to keep, that's a great choice by Center Grove there to keep Malia Field on the circle, running up against Farquan, Lucy Farquan. They're having a really, really good battle over there. So watch this ball come straight out to them. That blue stick's going to propel. Oh, an illegal draw.
It is.
The ball has to go over the heads of those players, so they're going to redo this again. Both players have to make sure that they make an effort to go up and out.
It is Lila Weir again matched up with Tori Sullivan, the matchup that we have been seeing all throughout the first half.
Ball's going up again, but Lila Weir doing a nice job of being able to keep it closer to the inside to take it one-on-one against Sullivan there. Weir made an adjustment at halftime, and I like to see a little bit more competition here off the draw.
So Weir does mishandle that pass, and again, we saw just then Addie Whitman looking to attack for Center Grove, and we saw those Park Tudor midfielders just immediately come out and greet her.
Yes, they are so quick to play that transition defense, put pressure on them, and really, really contest those passes. Caused a lot of midfield turnovers so far.
So we do see Tori Sullivan finding Hadley Murphy, who does have 2 goals so far today. Sullivan gets it back from Murphy. Sullivan almost goes alone, and that's off the ground and off the crossbar from Sullivan.
Farquan did a nice job of being able to track that ball coming off the crossbar up, maintaining possession, and then look to feed, too, in the inside. Now, I expect her to slow it down here a little bit.
So Lucy Farquan does get it over to Mary Jane Farquan. So they pass it back between each other. Now we have Hadley Murphy on the backside.
Hadley unable to secure that ball there behind the goal with limited space. And now a long transition here for Center Grove. Christina Kutzinger taking it upfield, tries to split too, but foul called.
Now Center Grove looking to get back on their counter-attacking ways, way that they've scored a lot of their goals so far today.
Center Grove has numbers, but it's a little chaotic.
So it's Amelia Harrigan.
Ball's going to go to the goalie. That's Larman. Pretty confident clearer. Taking her time, finding a great opportunity there out wide for herself. So what happens there is when you shoot and you do not have a player backing up the cage, it goes to the player that's most close to the goal. On a lot of fast break opportunities like that, that often is the goalie, and that's how Park Tudor was able to get that ball back.
So we do see Hadley Murphy again. So it looks like she's going to draw a foul. It looks like this will be a free shot for Hadley Murphy. So this will be really the first true test we've seen for Alita Fisher, who come in to replace Jagannaut in the second half. And Hadley Murphy.
Again, using her feet, being confident in her feet, taking it in and shooting on that opposite side of where her body is going. Such a pretty shot and great, great patience.
As Hadley Murphy gets her 3rd goal of this match. Her first and second half is we're at the 22-12 mark of the second half. Just 3 minutes in, Park Tudor already testing the Center Grove defense.
And again, on another free position shot. We've seen a lot of free position opportunities out of Park Tudor, and most of them they've capitalized on.
So again, we do see Victoria Sullivan and Lila Weir again facing off for the draw.
Excited to see if this ball's going to come up to Delilah, if she's going to win this one, or if it's coming back out and they're going to have a challenge.
It's a little bit different. We do not see Lucy Farquan.
Now we've got Izzy Wallace now on the opposite side.
Then Ellie Hunter is on the backside of Tori Sullivan.
We had a false start on the draw, so ball's going to Center Grove.
So now Center Grove with Park Tudor having their largest lead of the game so far at 9-5. And wow, what a save from Sela Larman.
Sela able to keep an eye on it literally on that ball as it came off her head. Center Grove working hard to get that ball back though and continuing straight down.
It's Lila Weir now on the backside for Center Grove, finding Grace Gagne, who's had her name on a lot of these goals so far with assists. And wow, what an interception from Tori Sullivan, now looking to go coast to coast, doing everything.
Yet again, we say her name, the most deserved All-American honors to this player. Tori is
Sullivan,
having a game.
Again,
oh my
coast
gosh.
to coast, from the interception all the way to the wraparound goal.
Coast to coast, and offside, little flicker in. Oh, what a pretty goal by Tori. Does she know how much we're talking about her today?
I'm assuming so, to be honest, with the amount of time she's had her name on goals so far this season.
Really
she is used
impressive
to it.
play. She is ending her senior year, her senior season. What an incredible game.
Now up to 55 goals on the season. Just a ridiculous tally.
And the goal as well, and the midfield transition there and her patience, but to get the interception, to anticipate where that ball was going, get her eyes and her stick on it, and be so prepared defensively. We haven't talked about her a lot on defense, but she's had multiple knockdowns, and I think that's her second interception today.
And we're seeing Center Grove commit a little bit more numbers forward, and that's why, because we haven't really seen Park Tudor in a counterattack situation a lot so far this game. So we do see Lucy Furquan back on the edge of the circle from the draw.
Still fighting. You see why. She is so scrappy for those ground balls.
Furquan does find Isabella Wallace. Now Wallace.
Izzy Wallace taking some contact there.
Does she find Mary Emma White now? Wallace a little bit trouble controlling that pass. Just resetting this Park Tudor offense. Take some time off the clock. The lead is now up to 5, the largest it's been all game.
You'll notice with Park Tudor, even if their stick skills aren't perfect and they're dropping that ball a little bit, they are very quick to get on the ground balls. And that's been one of the most impressive pieces of their offense so far today. Just their extra effort for those ground balls.
So now we do see Lucy Furquan.
What a pretty look
Lauren
to the inside.
Richer teaming in, and wow, what a save.
Lauren Richer, really nice look there to the inside to find Mary Jane Farquan.
So we see Alita Richer with her second save so far this half since coming in. So now we did just see Ellie Hunter in possession for Park Tudor. Center Grove was called for a violation, and Park Tudor will retain possession now with Izzy Wallace. Wallace on this backside finding Lucy Furquan. We're seeing a lot of those cuts towards the goal when they do have possession on that backside.
You'll notice Hadley Murphy and Lauren Richer are really figuring out this defense and doing, oh, there she is. There's Hadley Murphy just as I speak about her, getting a good shot off. They're really figuring out this defense and putting themselves in positions to be open in the midfield. Here again, Park Tudor's very aggressive transition defense. They have 5 athletes within 2 of Center Grove's.
And now Center Grove does lose possession behind their own goal, and now Park Tudor.
Such a risky choice by Coach Sherman, but it is clearly paying off for her and her Park Tudor Panthers. They are doing an amazing job of causing turnovers in this transition game.
And they're trusting their press to force the Center Grove defense and midfield to make mistakes, and she's trusting her attack to regain that possession and score these goals. As we've seen, they've scored 10 so far already.
Park Tudor's patience is looking really nice. They've had multiple flashes of open athletes in the middle. However, one of the hard things here against a backer defense that they're running, it is really difficult to get feeds through two players with sticks in front of you. So even when you have open players in the middle and you might be like, why aren't they throwing it to her? it's really, really difficult to kind of get that pass off accurately without getting a knockdown. We've seen Christina Kutzinger with a few today, and another knockdown there. See if there's a foul on that. No foul called, but Farquhar again, really, really scrappy on the ground balls.
So that was Hadley Murphy, who had gone down on the entry pass from Lucy Furquan. We're seeing Hunter Elliott being forced backwards from the Center Grove defense. Now Isabella Wallace on this near side. We're seeing Lucy Furquan on this backside behind the goal a lot.
She feels very comfortable in that position. She's confident in these little flip passes out.
So now we do see Lauren Richer back over to Tori Sullivan on the backside.
They're setting up a little offense here from down low. Nice little three-man game. Expect a couple crease rolls here out of them. They're trying to set up some mismatches here against this backer defense while maintaining control.
Lucy Furquan still with possession on this backside. Just endlessly ticking time off this clock as they still hold on to their 5-goal lead as a score of 10-5, which ironically right now was the score of the previous matchup between Park Tudor and Center Grove earlier this season.
You're right, it is, and that's how really to show it. We still have 16 minutes left in this game, and they have already matched their score from the last meeting. Both offenses really firing a lot today. I hope a little miscommunication there and a turnover by Park Tudor.
Furquan was looking to find Mary Jane Furquan, and now we're seeing another Center Grove counterattack. They're trying to find those passes through that first wave, but Lauren Richer tracking back on defense.
What a great read by Lauren Richer to put herself in that position.
Now she's got Tori Sullivan on the inside, and Richer with the interception. 40-yard dash down the sideline to find Tori Sullivan right in front of the goalie.
Such a pretty goal here. You'll see it as Richer comes down. You think she's going to slow down. She's got lots of sticks in the way. But Tori Sullivan making that choice to continue to drive to the cage, even when Center Grove had numbers. But she continued to drive to the cage and gets off a really pretty goal.
So we do have a timeout from Center Grove as Park Tudor's extended their lead 11-5 as we have at the 15:52 mark in this second half. We'll be right back with you in just a moment.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
Is very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid, getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
Back, about 16 minutes remaining in this 1A state championship between the Center Grove Trojans and the Park Tudor Panthers. Lee Cook here with you, alongside Allie Stork-Sneed. And Park Tudor extending their lead continuously as it's the largest it's been right now, is a 6-goal difference.
Yeah, Park Tudor really settling in. You can tell they have confidence in their stick skills. They've got confidence in this game. We knew that was going to happen. Again, their head coach, Leslie Sherman, she is not new to this stage here. She is coming away. She's got 2 previous state titles under her belt, one in 2005 and one in 2010. Really, if you know anything about Indiana girls lacrosse, you know her name. You also know her name, her husband's name, Dr. Sherman, who is listening along at home. Thank you for all you've done for the Indiana lacrosse community, and I know he is eager to see his wife close this out and bring home a 3rd one if she can. However, Center Grove is not going to go down without a fight. That team is very aggressive and new and young coaches. But Reagan Riddle, I'm sure that she's got something cooking now and ready to come out of this halftime, or ready to come out of this timeout, ready to go.
Yeah, and Sherman seeking her first with Park Tudor. But Park Tudor has been here. They did win state in 2006, as we mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast. So if she won here today, that would be their first in, almost 2 decades. And, that would be a huge accomplishment for her. She had not won one since 2010.
Yeah, Park Tudor, they've had some ups and downs. They've had some really great teams. Originally, they played in the very, very first ever state championship game. It was the North-South game in 1997, Park Tudor versus a North team that was a combined St. Joe and Penn team. Park Tudor came out with a victory on that one. So now, many, many years later, and after a lot of growth in the state and a really fun sport that has grown so much, how exciting that we are able to have 2 classic games today. Not just this one for the 1A class, but also the 2A class coming at you at 4:30. But the growth of this game and this sport, it's been very, very exciting.
Yeah, especially it's that time of the year, especially in the Midwest and again out east. We're seeing the best teams right now and on the biggest stages.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the big stage. We talk about the Division I national championships, both coming home to the Midwest. Everybody always thought it was a Northeastern sport, but there's a lot of transplants, like myself and Coach Sherman, both Baltimore transplants. Shout out Hartford Community College. But we are happy to be here, and we are happy to bring this sport here to the Midwest and continue to see it grow.
As it is Weir and Sullivan again on the draw. Lauren Richard does pick it up. Lucy Furquan picks it up. And now
Lucy out there she has so many ground balls and draw controls off the ground today.
Now right back to Tori Sullivan over to Mary Jane Furquan.
Expect Park Tudor to really take their time. However, Center Grove's defense is set up to be able to really pressure the ball and force them to make decisions and not just hold it and eat the clock up. Their defense is really adept to being able to force these choices. You'll see it now with Christina Cutzinger here against Tori Sullivan, making her move. She's not just going to stand there and be able to kind of let the clock tick down.
So we do see Lauren Richard now on this near side, handing it off to Lucy Furquan back in her natural position back behind the goal.
3 dynamic players behind the goal again. Last time Park Tudor did this, we didn't quite get to see what play they were working up before they had a little bit of a turnover. But I'm eager to see these 3 players down low work together.
No, we just see Furquan, Sullivan, and Richard really just playing catch behind the goal, as there's 3 of them and only 2 Center Grove defenders.
Tori Sullivan again taking her time. The second that Center Grove's able to come out and pressure, they're just moving that ball quickly. Yeah, expect Christina Cutzinger not to allow them that. They're going to have to keep the ball to the other side, away from her. She's had a couple great turnovers so far this game.
Cecilia Andrea trying to get into that near side, a near post shot, just being pushed out by this Center Grove defense.
A little bit of a push there, so the ball's going to go to the dot. Center Grove player has to go behind.
Furquan does win possession here, trying to get into Sullivan, who's looking for 4 right now. She's got 3 goals already for Park Tudor.
And yet again, Richard coming up there with another ground ball on the offensive end. Opportunities, those second chance opportunities. We talk about, rebounds in basketball or offensive rebounds, and it's the same thing in lacrosse. When you put the ball on the ground when you are on the offensive end, it should be a 50-50 ball, but Park Tudor making it look easy so far when it comes to those ground balls on the offensive side.
Now we're seeing Mary Jane Furquan back over to Lucy Furquan, looking inside for Sullivan. We do see Cutzinger, who's been playing in that natural, that far side where she is right now, but she's been everywhere for this Center Grove defense.
She's truly leading this team from down low. She likes that low position there around the crease, working well with her goalies. But, yeah, you see Cutzinger, she's come up with quite a few. She's definitely one of their more aggressive defenders who's working really hard to get that ball back. Also a senior, and I'm sure she does not want to see her senior year end this way.
So we see Mallory Woodside on this near side right in front of us.
A lot of checking going on.
Yeah, it's that Park Tudor press that is very physical. So Woodside wins another foul, and we will have a timeout here.
We're going to get a yellow card, actually, on Mary Jane Farquhar, I believe. Or not quite a yellow card, but a little stoppage of possession there. Oh, they gave Mary Jane the ball.
And now Lucy had just lost possession, so it looked like Mary Jane Farquhar had been called for a foul, and then the referee had come over and talked to Farquhar and Mallory Woodside, and then Park Tudor was awarded possession, which was a surprise to us. Now we're seeing Center Grove here with numbers on the counterattack. It's Lila Weir by herself.
A quick goal. Holy cow. Lila just blazing down the sideline there. Right into cage. They had a 2v1 as well, but Lila opting to take it to herself. Really nice choice.
Center Grove cuts this lead down to 5 from score from 11 to 6 now.
They've got 11 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. That's still plenty of time in lacrosse, and truly a five goal lead is not a lot coming into a lacrosse game. We could see that happen pretty quickly, so especially with how quickly Lila was able to just score.
And we saw that Park Tudor press was almost exposed there as Center Grove had gained possession, and they about had all of their attackers ahead of Park Tudor's back line.
Yeah, that's as soon as you're able to pass that ball up and over their initial line of defense, then you've got numbers on the backside and you're able to push to cage the way that Center Grove was. Seems like they're starting to figure that out, and maybe they can do that a little bit quicker, bring this game close. Kendall Arthur fighting here for these draw controls. Winning one on Park Tudor comes up with it off the ground ball. Again, they're really great with the ground balls here, but Kendall Arthur able to push that in a different position than what we've seen most of the day today when it comes to draw controls. Could be Center Grove putting some things together here.
Izzy Wallace draws the foul on this far side. Yeah, Kendall Arthur in draw spot, a little bit different. We've seen a lot of different change-ups from Center Grove trying to stop Tori Sullivan. So we've got a ground ball and a shot just wide from Cecilia Andrea.
Fisher was almost able to keep that ball there for Center Grove from the goal.
And Sullivan, Victoria Sullivan, with goal number 4 for Park Tudor.
Tori Sullivan ending her career here at Park Tudor. 4 goals. Holy cow. What a great shot. Again, a low angle shot by her, but such a confident ball handler and a very confident a goal scorer for this team.
You saw by that replay, she caught that pass in a lot of traffic, as we do have an injured player here for Center Grove. So we are going to take a quick break here. Hopefully she is all right. So we'll be back with you here shortly.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Remaining in this second half for the 1A state championship of girls lacrosse between the Center Grove Trojans and the Park Tudor Panthers. So we did have an injured player down for Center Grove before we went to break. Looks like it was number 31, Mira Wang. She's still having a little bit of trouble, maybe overheating possibly with this turf that we talked about, and they are in all black uniforms.
Yeah, Center Grove, both teams really dealing with the heat. Right now, coming out of this water break, you see both teams completely huddled underneath their tents, just trying to get a little piece of shade and a little piece of cool. A lot of towels and a lot of water bottles getting tossed around. Now that we're in the final minutes of this game, 10 minutes and 34 seconds left. Both teams trying to overcome the heat and overcome one another. Expect Center Grove particularly, too. They need the ball, so now they need to be risky. They've got to play a lot, and they're going to be demanding of their bodies a lot. And hopefully this player who's exiting the field now is going to be able to come back stronger.
Yeah, 89 degrees here in Indianapolis with, looks like from my weather app, humidity of about 30%, and especially on this turf.
And very little cloud cover either. They are right in the direct sun. And like you said, Center Grove in black uniforms. Moving forward here as they come out of this, right now so far we've seen Park Tudor really dominating time of possession on offense. We've only seen quick glimpses in the last about 10 minutes out of Center Grove. They've been able to score, but they've all been very quick scores. They're going to need those. However, really Possession's the name of the game right now. They need the ball.
And that is exactly what Park Tudor's been dominating. We saw them go up 2-3 goals in the first half. And we saw them, even at that point, begin to dominate that possession a little bit. And then now, as they've stretched their goal difference again to the largest it's been all game at 6, as the score is 12-6. And Center Grove is going to have to press. And what we saw that goal from Park Tudor right before Tori Sullivan, it was just a complete breakaway.
It was, yeah. Tori Sullivan again. She's going to be able to find space, and even when they are trying to stall a little bit, eat up some of this clock, keep their lead, Tori Sullivan, when she's got an opportunity, she's going to take it, and she's made that very clear today.
Would you be surprised with 10 and a half minutes remaining, a 6-goal lead, if Park Tudor were to slow down their press a little bit?
No, I think at this point they're probably going to stick with it because it's been so successful for them. If Center Grove's able to string together, a few goals off of that, then I would imagine that they're able to kind of switch it. But
and Kendall Arthur wins the draw against Tori Sullivan, who's been dominant all day.
Kendall Arthur did a really great job on that last one. And, she took the first one to really feel it out, figure out what's going on, and winning the second. So kudos to Kendall Arthur being able to come in and try and win those draws. She knew a team needed possession, but unfortunately losing it here, heading back into Park Tudor's offense.
Izzy Wallace picked up the ground ball, going alone. Izzy Wallace again coast to coast for Park Tudor.
Izzy Wallace, what great couple little good dodges there. She was able to juke out 3 defenders on her way to the cage, and a pretty by herself shot low. Wow, Izzy Wallace, great goal.
As we take a look at this replay here, Izzy Wallace weaving in and out between 3 different Center Grove defenders.
Izzy Wallace not giving up. Just when we think Park Tudor's going to slow down and take their time, Izzy Wallace said, how about one more?
Izzy Wallace, that is her 2nd goal of the day. And the 4th Park Tudor attacker with more than 1 goal. As Hadley Murphy's got 2. Victoria Sullivan with a team-leading and game-leading 4, and Lauren Richer and Izzy Wallace both have 2 to their name.
Center Grove switching up the draw again, going back to Lila Weir here. I would have kept Kendall on it, but we'll see what she's able to kind of pull off. Going straight up.
And Lila does have a little bit of height on Tori Sullivan. That might be what coach is looking at.
She did a good job, too, of getting it straight up. Lila's doing a nice job of trying to fight for that, and Center Grove being scrappy on ground balls now. I like to see that out of them. They're going to need it in these last 10 minutes of this game.
So you do see Grace Gagne in possession. She's kind of Center Grove's Tori Sullivan in a sense. You know, she's always got her name on goals, whether she's scoring or assisting.
She's
definitely
definitely
always
does.
Setting that offense and resetting when it needs to.
First true set offense we've seen out of Center Grove in quite some time. Nice to see them look into the cage, doing some quick footwork.
And it looks like we're going to have a foul called here on Park Tudor. It looks like Adeline Vaughn.
Really nice footwork there to try and dodge her way around those defenders. Really, really quick off of it. Let's see if Adeline Vaughn's able to pull this off.
Another free shot for Center Grove, trying to cut the lead back to 6 as it has risen to 7. And Vaughn saved by Sela Larman.
Nice save and good security there by Larman. She finds those outlet passes very quickly, too, creating that Park Tudor being able to kind of move their way up the field quickly.
Now we're seeing Lily Harris on this far side, finding Hadley Murphy. Hadley Murphy may go all alone, and she does.
Wow.
Hadley Murphy, about a 30-yard sprint off the pass from Lily Harris, and the lead is now 8 for Park Tudor.
Yet again, Park Tudor's just having fun now. When we thought they were going to play the keep-away game, they did not. Just going straight down.
Now Hadley Murphy joins Victoria Sullivan. 8 goals combined between the two of them, each of them with 4.
You can see Center Grove's defense, they're not playing quite as fast and as physical as they normally were. Those last 2 really uncharacteristic goals to give up by Center Grove. Typically playing a lot more secured and a lot more on top of things there, but letting those 2 kind of run by, not playing too much contact defense.
So we are seeing Center Grove goalie change here.
We have another goalie change here for Center Grove. They're going to go with their 3rd goalie. We're trying to get a number and a name on her, but in the meantime, let's see if it works for them.
It looks like it might be Shiloh Roberts. 4 appearances on the season for Center Grove.
Center Grove going quickly again. Amelia Harrigan.
They're trying to cut this lead down, but every single time that they do, Park Tudor extends it.
Both teams trading goals. 4 goals in just the last 2 minutes alone. What an exciting game we can't even keep up over here in the booth. Number 5, Amelia Harrigan. She scored that last one, really, again, feeling very confident and taking that ball straight down. All right, we're heading into the next draw here. There's about 8 minutes left. The score is 14-8. Going in Park Tudor leading. We're starting to have a little bit of a draw battle here, which has been fun. The first half was all Park Tudor off the draw. Still battling well over the restraining line and now past the end line. Ball's getting awarded to Park Tudor. Let's see if Center Grove's able to set up a little bit more of a competitive transition defense here. We can see that. Foul being pulled. Expect Center Grove. They're going to have to get a little aggressive. They're going to have to really want this ball. Park Tudor maintains control of the ball, but moving down into their defensive zone. You don't quite want the ball down there off of a transition. Center Grove setting up their offense again, going behind. Franklin's got the ball. She's had a great game so far today. Not much in the second half, but let's see what she's able to set up. As Park Tudor gains the ball here and is moving downfield, you're only going to hear my voice now for a little while. Unfortunately, we lost Lee's microphone. He's still sitting here very excited for Park Tudor as they keep pushing their offense. Not showing signs of slowing down yet. Maybe now as they set up. Oh, Park Tudor setting up behind. Having a nice feed there into Lauren Richer and a push. Richard's going to get the ball. It looks like on the first hash. Richard having a great game so far today. She ripped two of her past free position shots, scoring one and getting the other one saved. I expect her to rip it here. Pretty shot yet again. Lauren Richer, a really, really impressive shot. Coming up a little bit limp off that goal, so we hope she's all right. But as you can see on the playback, that's going to be Lauren Richer's third goal or hat trick for the day. Having a great game. Taking her steps down, seeing it here again, just ripping that top corner. Oh, that's a hard goal for a new goalie to step in there to try and save against somebody who's on a roll today. We're going to head into a timeout here, and we'll be right back.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Welcome back to the state championship game for 1A. Right now we have about 5 minutes, 35 seconds left in the game. Park Tudor is up 15-7. They are really rolling, but Center Grove still giving them a run for their money. They are still working really hard during this game. You see a lot of pressing going on and a lot of defensive contact. Center Grove, they're going to have to keep working here. They're going to keep giving those opportunities. Every time they've had the ball and an opportunity to score, they have been able to take it straight down. So if we get a couple more here, they might be able to pull within close. However, Park Tudor is not giving them a lot of breathing room. Park Tudor so far really starting to run away with this game. Just when we thought they were going to slow the tempo of the game down, hold the ball a little bit, take their time, they did the exact opposite. They came out and scored multiple goals, 3 goals since we said that, and they are not showing any signs of stopping. Park Tudor, 15 goals. They are having a blast today. They're working really, really hard, again, under the direction of Coach Leslie Sherman. She was awarded Coach of the Year this year, which was such a well-deserved honor. I think anybody who knows the history of Park Tudor knows that she deserves that. She has been there. It's her 3rd season with Park Tudor, and she's been working really hard for this program, pulling it back to some greatness that it once had, and truly the most well-deserved. Congratulations, Coach Sherman, on that. And you know, followed by she's got some great assistant coaches, Kim Allen, who's been at Park Tudor and really dedicated to this program, as well as Max Johnson coming in. They are both really working hard for this program around Coach Sherman and really supporting her. But we can't wait to see what the rest, how we're going to finish out these last 5 minutes and 30 seconds as Park Tudor comes back onto the field. Heading into the draw here with about 5 minutes and 30 seconds left on this game. Park Tudor really dominant off the draw so far, at least winning it in the right direction. Center Grove did put Kendall Arthur back on, who was doing a nice job winning it herself. We're going to have a redraw. Again, the ball has to go above the players' heads for them to consider this to be a legal draw. Both players have to move up. Ball goes up and away, and what a pretty secure draw for Lucy Farquhar. And there she goes, not slowing down. She's going straight to cage. Couple big swings happening here on both defenses. Tension seemed to be getting a little bit high. Lucy's going to set up, I believe, for a free position. She was within the 8 when that happened. Yep, on the second hash. Excited to see what she's able to do here. Typically a hustle player for Park Tudor. She's worked really hard for ground balls, and a little moment to shine. Center Grove able to break that up and get a stick on her. Nice job by Center Grove backing up the cage, getting that ball back, and trying to transition this ball quickly. Imagine they're going to go fast tempo. Really, really up tempo here. Foul there in the midfield. We're going to get a yellow card on Lauren Richer. Her first of the game. It's a dangerous contact card. Making that illegal contact with a cross to the body. Amelia Harringen's going to get the ball. Center Grove moving into a man-up offense. I still think they are going to push this tempo if they can. They need to get some goals on the board if they want to have a shot at making this a close game. Ball moving behind. That's Kendall Arthur. We've seen her a couple times on the draw. Nice little shake move there to try and get it on cage, but just wide. Park Tudor sending double coverage, but not enough. Great shot there. Great goal by Dina Spear. Dina Spear, a nice move. When we look back on that, going through multiple players, Park Tudor sending 2 defenders to her. She's able to still get around and shoot through, find that really tight window. What a pretty goal there. Bottom left corner for the goalie. Hard stop to save there for Larman. Another draw opportunity. If you've watched this game, I think we all know where the ball's about to go. I was wrong. Again, ball has to go up for it to be considered a legal draw and for them to fight for it. Nice fight there by Center Grove, pushing that ball away. They do not want that ball to go where it's been going all game, and instead, again, pushing that tempo here. Really trying, Center Grove trying to force through multiple players. They need goals quickly, but unfortunately can't force through multiple players and be too successful. After a defensive try there by Addie Whitman, ball's going to stay with Park Tudor. On the restart, we're going to get Chloe Anderson here with the ball. She was another first-team All-State selection for the team. We'll see what she's able to do. A lot of pressure coming on to her, but big pass upfield. Really nice security there by Hadley Murphy, her fellow first-team All-State honoree. Hadley Murphy losing it, but securing it again. A lot of pressure coming here from Center Grove and a couple little bumps. Small push to the back is what they're going to call, but it's outside the 8, so we're not going to get an 8-meter. Ball will have a restart. One player behind. Park Tudor slowing down the pace here, pulling that ball behind, taking their time, putting the ball in the hands of Tori Sullivan, as we've seen her all day. Some confident ball handlers behind the cage. We've seen Park Tudor do this a few times on their stall, eating up the clock. About 2 minutes and 10 seconds left in this game. Park Tudor still up 15-8. A dominant performance. Dominant performance done by their team so far offensively. Fans are starting to get on their feet and cheering here at Heritage Christian, who's hosting. Center Grove's still not giving up. You'll see those players are still pushing out a little bit, hoping to get this ball back, give themselves another opportunity, finish out their season strong. A historic run for Center Grove. First time ever in a state game and putting up 8 goals. They've had a lot of fun and a lot of quick movement today. But Park Tudor really showcasing themselves right now in their draw control, or their stick handling and control of the ball. Little slip and a foul. Oh, wow. Hadley Murphy with a pretty little second opportunity goal there. Hadley taking it from the hanging hash. Really pretty. That is her 5th goal of the day. Have yourself a day, Hadley. Again, another first-team All-State selection showing why. Coming from the hanging hash, that's a low percentage hash. Not a lot of people take it there, and she felt confident in herself, sending it right off the goalie and back to her own stick again. Impressive keeping her eye on that ball the entire time. Congratulations to Hadley. 5 goals. Heading into what I assume will be our last goal of the game. Our last draw of the game looks like the same people on it. We've got Kendall Arthur fighting for Center Grove, doing a really nice job coming in here and taking this over in the second half for them. But she's going against our name we've said all day in Tori Sullivan, and there she goes with another draw control. Pretty eyes and control of that ball as she's moving down the field with a minute left in this game for Park Tudor's second state championship. Park Tudor taking their time, spreading out, waiting for that pressure to come. Coaches are all hugging on the sideline already. About 20 seconds left in this game. Tori Sullivan with the ball again. Full pressure here coming from Center Grove. They don't want to give up another easy goal at all. Ball with Hadley Murphy. About 3 seconds left. And there we have it, Park Tudor State Championship for 1A girls lacrosse. An impressive performance there for Park Tudor Panthers, led by Coach Leslie Sherman. Truly, congratulations to that team. What an amazing performance we saw out of Park Tudor. Hadley Murphy, 5 goals, really showing up for them. And then followed by Tori Sullivan, 4 goals of her own and a dominant performance on draw. Following them, too, we've got Izzy Wallace and Lauren Richard doing a lot as far as the offense goes. Park Tudor's offense all day, being able to move the ball, find each other, and show a lot of confidence and security in their stick handling. But on the other side, Center Grove, their first appearance in a state game like this, first appearance by Coach Reagan Riddle, really remarkable performance by them as well, being able to put up quite a few goals, spread some wealth. Amelia Harrigan coming in with 2 goals. Emily Franklin showing off early as well. She had 2 goals too, as well as Julian McIntyre pulling out 2 goals. There were a lot of impressive performances by Center Grove, and they should be very proud of the season that they had. Great defense and really confident stick handling as well. But the Park Tudor Panthers pulling it out. We see the team headed over to their coaches on the sidelines. Congratulations to them. That makes 3 state championships for Coach Leslie Sherman, and the second to come to the Park Tudor Panthers. Thank you very much for listening along with IndianaSRN and watching this game alongside us. We apologize for some of the technical difficulties that we had, but I really appreciate that you came and you listened to Indiana women's lacrosse really becoming something special here. And we are going to heading into our 4:30 game. Please stay with IndianaSRN as we watch the 2A Class State Championship at 4:30. Garin Catholic versus Carmel in a big rematch. Thanks so much.